Page 4 of the review, continuing with ellipses. Here we have a couple scenarios where we're given a graph and asked to find the equation. So remember, our equation is x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared equals 1. In order to write the equation of the ellipse, we need to know the center, and we need to know a and b. So if we look at this ellipse, so if I look at the horizontal, so it goes from 5 to negative 3. That's a distance of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be the center right there. So this tells me that I've got a center at what, 1, negative 1. So my center in this first one is at 1, negative 1. And the distance along this horizontal is 1, 2, 3, 4. So A is 4, and the distance on this vertical is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So B is 6. Makes sense. That's a vertical ellipse. So I can write the equation as x minus 1 over a squared plus y plus 1 squared over 6 squared equals 1. Okay. If I look at the next one here, so it goes on the vertical, the horizontal distance from 7 to negative 3. That's a distance of 10. So it's going to be 5 away. So this is the center right here. So my center is at 2, 1. So 2, 1. And then A is equal to the distance from 2 to 7 is 5. And the vertical distance from 1 to 2 is 1. So this is x minus 2 squared over 25 plus y minus 1 squared over 1 is equal to 1. Okay. Pretty easy. Here's where they get just a little bit more involved. I'm just going to stay and work on the even side. These problems all look like they mirror each other. So if I work the evens, you should be able to do the odds. So vertices and covertices. So they tell me that the vertices are at 18, 1 and negative 2, 1. So somewhere over here is 18, 1 and negative 2, 1, something right here. And then covertices at 8, 6. So somewhere here is, we'll say that's 8, 6 and 8, negative 4. So if I look at that, I look and see that my center is going to be at 8, 1. So my center is at 8, 1. I can tell by looking at the two y values here. I see the 1 and the 1, and I see the 8 and the 8. So the center is 8, 1. It would have helped if I drew it to scale, so I might not have been able to get it directly from my graph. If I'd drawn it on graph paper, maybe a little bit better. I would have seen that. So the center is right here. So I got to figure out, is this a vertical or horizontal ellipse? So along the x-axis here, the distance is on the right side. This is 18 and 2. That's 20, and then negative 4 and 6. That distance is 10. So this is a horizontal ellipse. So the distance from my center over to here. So the center is at 8. If I go to 18, that's the distance of 10. So A is equal to 10. And my center is at 8, 1. The distance to get me up to 6, from 1 to 1 plus 5 is 6, so B is 5. So vertical ellipse. And the equation would be x minus 8 squared over 100, or 10 squared, plus y minus 11, y minus 1, y minus 1 squared over 25 equals 1. Okay. So this one has vertices and foci. So let's graph this one as well. So again, working on 26, but I'm going to use some space that's over here. So negative 2, 15, and negative 2, 7. So somewhere over here is, I've got negative 2, 15, and negative 2, negative 7, somewhere down here. Negative 2, negative 7. So those are vertices. So if I draw a vertical axis here, this is a vertical ellipse. So my center will be the midway point halfway between here. So if I look at 7 plus 15 is 22. So half of that is 11. So if I go from either one of these points, I either go up 11 or down 11, I get to the center. So 15 minus 11 is going to be 4. So negative 2, 4. That's going to be the center. So the center of this ellipse is negative 2, 4. Other two things I need are A and B. I know that B is the distance from the center to that vertex, so 4 plus 11. So I know that B is equal to 11. What I need to find now is A. I don't know A, but because they give me these foci, that's going to tell me how I find A. So the foci is going to be at, if you look at negative 2, and then it's going to be at 4 plus root 21. So somewhere up here is the point negative 2 and 4 plus root 21. So what it tells me is the distance C is root 21. Okay, so the distance from the center to one of those foci is root 21. So furthermore, I know that C squared equal the absolute value of A squared minus B squared. Since I know that this is a vertical ellipse, I know that B is greater than A. So I can write this as C squared is equal to B squared minus A squared and take away that absolute value. So I know B is 11 and I know C is root 21. So I'm going to have root 21 squared is equal to 11 squared minus A squared. So this tells me that 21 is equal to 121 minus A squared. So A squared is equal to 121 minus 21. That equals 100. So A is equal to 10. So now I know the center and I know A and B. So I can write this as x plus 2 squared plus y minus 4 squared. And so A is 10 and B is 11. There we go. So that is the equation there. Let's look at number 28. So here they give me two foci and co-vertices. So let's just draw what we have. So at negative 3, 8, and negative 3, negative 8. So at negative 3, negative 8, negative 3, 8. So negative 3, 8, negative 3, negative 8. Those are my foci. They're vertically aligned, so that tells me this is a vertical ellipse. Co-vertices are at 3, 0, negative 9, 0. So somewhere over here, 3, 0, and negative 9, 0. And on your quiz, you're going to have graph paper that will let you do this better to scale. So the co-vertices, so this is my, I'm going to have something like this. Because I still don't know the vertices. I know that this was a foci right here. So the distance from here, so I'm at what, negative 2? From negative 2 to get to positive 3, that's 5. From negative 2 and to get to negative 9, is that right? Sorry, I was looking at negative 2. Sorry, that confused me. It was negative 3. So sorry, the distance along this x-axis is like negative 3 to positive 3. That's going to be 6. So I know now that I've got a center and I've got the B value. So the center of this is going to be, if I look at 0, negative 3, 0. I don't know what A is. I do know what A is, I don't know what B is. So A is along the horizontal axis. So the distance from here all the way to here is 6. So that is A. I don't know what B is, but I should be able to figure out what C is. So C, remember, is the distance from the center to the foci. And so if I look at that, that point they told me was negative 3, 8. So C is equal to 8. So I just need to figure out what B is. So I know that B is greater than A. This is a vertical ellipse. So if I have C squared is the absolute value of A squared minus B squared. In this case, vertical ellipse, I know that B is greater than A. So to take away those absolute values, that's B squared minus A squared, give me a positive number. I don't know what B squared is, but C is 8, so I'm going to have, 64 is equal to B squared minus 36. And this tells me that 100 equals B squared, so B is equal to 10. So B is equal to 10. So in this case, I've got the center, I have A and I have B. So this equation on the right over here is x plus 3 squared over A squared plus y squared over 100 equals 1. So again, most of the work in this, when you have the foci, is using the focal length C. So let me see if I can create a little bit more space here to work one more at the end. Let's look at number 30. So number 30, this is going to require completing the square to figure out what the equation of this ellipse is. So I'm going to put my x values together. So I have 5 x squared minus 60x. And then I'm going to have plus 3y squared plus 24y equals negative 78. Before I can complete the square in this situation, I have to factor that leading coefficient. So this is going to be 5x squared minus 12x, and leave some space, plus 3y squared plus 8y, I'm going to leave some space, equals negative 78. So to complete the square, half of 12 is 6, so I'm going to add 6 squared. Half of 8 is 4, so I'm going to add 4 squared. So what have I really done? So I've added, this is 36 times 5. So I need to add 5 times 36. Here I've added 3 times 16, or 48. So everything I added to the left side of the equation, I've now added to the right side. So on the left side, I have 5x minus 6 squared plus 3y plus 4 squared equals 78. And then let's just see real quick. 5 times 36 is 180. So this was a negative 78 plus 180 plus 48. So this is 5 x minus 6 squared plus 3 y plus 4 squared equal 180 plus 48. 180 plus 48 minus 78 equals 150. And almost there. Remember, for an ellipse, the right-hand side must be equal to 1. I'm going to divide everything by 150. So when I do that, I get a 1 on the right side. So 150 divided by 5, that's going to be 30. So this is x minus 6